The first issue to be spoken today from the BJP side relates to the Supreme Court expressing shock at the increasing death of pilgrims who are going to Amarnath. We know that this year the death toll has already reached about 86, and many others who are injured who are still in the hospital. Last year it had reached a total of 105. The Bharatiya Janata Party had been repeatedly voicing its concern that the reduction in the total number of days or the period, the duration during when pilgrims were for years being allowed to go and take a darshan of the Amarnath Shivling has been reduced by the J&K government, you may say the Amarnath Shrine Board, to just 39 days in the place of 3 months, opening up a nationwide pilgrim yatra to just about 39 days naturally will bring in a great rush of tourists. This time we recall that when the reduction in the days happened, the J&K government had promised good infrastructure and facilities for the visiting pilgrims. It's really sad, and we put it on record that it is sad, as has been heard from many pilgrims, that the road condition was pathetic. There were very inadequate base camp facilities, hardly any medical facility extended to the pilgrims, water, and therefore the sum and substance of the whole thing is you've reduced the time. Pilgrims are in a great rush to come and take the darshan, which used to happen in 90 days, now in just 35 days. And as a result of this rush, and with completely poor facility being given by the J&K tourism and the Shrine Board people, resulted in the kind of deaths of pilgrims. We know, and statistics has proved, that the 3-month pilgrim tourism, which happens in Jammu and Kashmir in the name of Sri Amarnath Ji, actually gave enough income for several people who were dependent on providing services for these tourists for an entire year. And Jammu and Kashmir, a state which is dependent on this tourism for meeting the economic requirement of so many different sections of, or the poorer sections of the society, should have just been very careful in organizing this tour. Not just to make the pilgrims welcome, but also remembering that the poorest of the poor and people who are dependent on this tourism actually stand to benefit if the tourism was held properly and in a way in which tourists felt comfortable. The Bharatiya Janata Party is almost constrained to say that by adopting such inefficient ways, there is a discouraging of pilgrims from coming. Jammu and Kashmir government, if only it had applied its mind in all fairness to the tourists, the pilgrims who are coming there, would have provided good facilities. But by not doing it, it gives an impression that you're discouraging people from coming into Jammu Kashmir, particularly the pilgrims, which is very important for the economy of J&K. It's almost like, are they so influenced by even the terrorists that, one is constrained to think if there is a strong influence of the separatists so much, that you don't even care for those pilgrims who are coming? The tourism ministry, union government, which is talking of, providing greater facilities to bring pilgrims, the religious tourism, pilgrim tourism, to this country? Didn't they understand the significance of this 3-month based tour or pilgrimage, which domestic tourism provides effortlessly? And didn't they have a role to play in telling the J&K government to improve the facilities? I think overall, it is a real sad state where within the country, where every year pilgrims go, and with the number also increasing of late because the Shraddha has increased, people want to go and visit places of religious tourism, the numbers are also increasing. So on the one hand, it makes pure economic sense to either extend the dates, if it is possible, and to accommodate more tourists so that the economy will improve, and also those people, the increase in the number of tourists who wish to join this pilgrimage are also encouraged to come and not only take darshan, but give a buoyancy to the economy there. But on the whole, Amarnath and the way in which Amarnath pilgrims are being treated, it's a sad state that Jammu and Kashmir government, which doesn't seem to understand the significance of this tour, both culturally and economically, has mishandled the affairs. The matter is in the court now. The Bharatiya Janata Party wishes that the Ministry of Tourism at the union level and also the Jammu and Kashmir government take the total responsibility to have a very open and fair look at what is happening in Amarnath tourism related matter. We had asked time, the Bharatiya Janata Party had asked time to go and meet the governor and also the home minister in a delegation to speak about our concerns. The home minister has given us time. The union home minister has given us time. Tomorrow at 3:45, a delegation of Bharatiya Janata Party will be meeting the union home minister to express its concerns on the Amarnath pilgrimage. The second issue that we would like to take up is about the Gurgaon Manesar Rewari Industrial Hub. All of you all also would have come across Union Minister Sri Vailar Ravi commenting how the developments in this industrial hub, which was touted as Asia's best, has really spoiled India's industrial policies or India's image abroad. He's a union cabinet minister. He's voiced concerns. Sri Vailar Ravi ji has voiced concerns that the happenings in this belt, Gurgaon, Manesar and Rewari Industrial Hub, has really affected the image of India abroad. Although I do not want to make light of his statement, how many such happenings in India are going to affect our international image? 2G is going to affect, Commonwealth Games is going to affect, the scandals are going to affect, the misgovernance is going to affect. International image is getting affected every day almost. But he has mentioned it in the context of Gurgaon, Manesar and Rewari Industrial Hub. Last year, let me just remind you, there were 3 different incidents in one particular unit which was of big ramification for that whole area. And then some kind of an agreement was drawn up, post which the whole unit or the whole area had hope that it will revive. Now again, 4 or 5 days ago, you had a very similar incident, but unfortunately even more aggravated, where the GM of a unit was burnt alive. And yesterday, when the farmers held a Mahapanchayat, the National Highway 8 leading to Jaipur from Delhi has been blocked. There were clashes. Farmers had clashes with the police, and nearly 40 people have been injured. And in this case, what was the issue? The issue was related to a 3,000-acre land acquisition. Why am I repeating all this? The last year, labor industrial unrest, post which an agreement is reached, and then some effort is made to revive the environment. Then 4-5 days ago, you have a general manager of a unit being burnt alive and properties worth several lakhs have been burnt down. Yesterday, the police clash in the very same area, Rewari, where farmers are clashing with the police as regards land acquisition. I have enlisted all this only to remind all of us that the Congress party, particularly Srimati Sonia Gandhi, has repeatedly spoken about the Haryana land acquisition model, spoken about how Haryana is proving to be the best investment destination, spoken about how industry will perform very well because of the closeness to national capital region. This belt today is really grievously in a big problem. Imagine industrial investment, but on the very three major issues of labor, inclusive growth where poorer sections are going to be taken care of a very vibrant land acquisition policy, and of being very inclusive in its growth, you find the Congress-led Haryana government failing to promote an industrial belt where neither the labor is happy, nor the management is happy, nor the farmers are happy. Industrial hub where no one is happy. And we are expecting investment from abroad. And this in a state whose formula for land acquisition was being lectured as the best model. I'm sorry, today the Congress party owes an explanation as to how this highly touted industrial hub has become a complete disaster's recipe. It's a recipe for how industrial hubs should not function. Your land acquisition related matters are being rejected by farmers. Your laborers are unhappy. The management which has invested money is finding their GMs getting burnt. Your roads, I was just reminded about the condition in this area by somebody who's having his industry there. There are no roads and the road maintenance are pathetic. Some of the industrial units do not even have water to supply for their laborers. Infrastructure is very poor. You do not even have 24/7 power there. And if this is the way Congress, both in Delhi, Haryana, Union government, all of whom have some kind of a link to that belt, also leading to Rajasthan, which is also a Congress-led government, is handling industrial affairs in a highly publicized industrial hub, you can imagine what policy of the government is working to bring in more jobs, to bring in more investment. The Congress party needs to explain as to how they have repeatedly failed in promoting good industrial harmony in this area. The BJP demands that the Chief Minister of Haryana and the UPA both explain as to why, in spite of jobless growth that they are talking about, are not able to help this region where more jobs can be brought in. The third issue, which is also of great concern, relates to Assam. Unfortunately, again Assam, which in the last 1 week has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Kokrajhar is seeing one of the worst communal riots. I take this opportunity to remind you that Assam is a Congress-led government. It is a Congress government. Congress party which loses no opportunity to talk about secularism, today come out please to tell us why 18 people have to die in the Kokrajhar region purely because of communal problem. Congress has no moral right to preach to any state when in Assam today, clearly on a communal issue, 18 people have lost lives. Who are the people who are going to take accountability for these lives? Is the Chief Minister conscious? Is he going to tell us why in his state 18 people have to die in the name of communal clashes? The dispute is about Bodos who are tribals accusing the government of looking the other way when their lands are being taken away by immigrants, and therefore it is a very serious issue of tribal rights, communal issue which has flared up, and the Congress government in Assam owes an explanation. असम की कांग्रेस की सरकार एक कम्युनल इश्यू के ऊपर चुप रह रही है, जिसमें 18 लोग के मृत्यु हो चुकी है, और ये विषय ट्राइबल के हक के ऊपर है, जिनके लैंड्स, जिनके जमीन छीना गया है, और इसके ऊपर जिस कांग्रेस सरकार बार बार सेकुलरिज्म के ऊपर लेक्चर देती है, असफल रहे। पीस और शांति आज असम में कहीं नहीं है। इसीलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी से हम डिमांड करते हैं, इस कम्युनल वायलेंस के ऊपर असम की चीफ मिनिस्टर उनके असफलता को मानना चाहिए, और ही शुड कंसीड दैट ही हैज फेल्ड टू कीप पीस इन असम। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक डेलीगेशन फॉर स्टडी ग्रुप ये गुड़गांव, मानेसर, रेवाड़ी एरिया में जाएगी, और उधर के माहौल और जिस कारण उधर इतने सारे लॉ एंड ऑर्डर इश्यूज बन रही है, उसके ऊपर स्टडी करने के लिए एक टीम जाएगी। इस टीम का सदस्य के नाम वगैरह हम कल परसों आपको जानकारी देंगे। राज्यसभा एमपी श्री भूपेंद्र यादव will be a part of, he'll lead the delegation, but we'll let you know about the name of the other members of the study too.